You're welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to be looking at another source of laws applicable in Uganda, which is case law, also known as judicial precedent, also known as judge-made law. So case law is referred to as judge-made law, which means the laws that are made by the judges. So it is based on precedent. Precedent is based on the legal principle of stare decisis, which is a Latin word that stands for things decided. And this one requires subordinate courts to stand by earlier decisions of higher courts when a similar issue has previously been brought to court and a ruling is issued. So precedent refers to earlier court's decisions that serve as example for future cases. When courts make a decision on a particular legal issue, that decision can be used by other courts to help decide on similar cases later on. That is precedent. In Uganda, the courts of record are the courts that make the case law or the judge-made law, are the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, and then the High Court. Let's look at the advantages of case law or precedent. First is that precedent creates certainty in law once judges make a decision on a particular matter. The law thus becomes predictable, as a party can predict the likely outcome of a case based on its facts and earlier decisions on a similar case. If I take a particular case to court, I can easily look at the previous decisions that were made so that I can know the likely outcome of my case. Then the second advantage is that precedents allow the growth and development of the law so that it doesn't remain static. This arises from the aspect of overruling and distinguishing precedents, because the decisions can always be changed, so it allows growth and development of the law. The law can evolve over time because judges can change or they can distinguish precedents. This means that if a case finds a previous decision outdated or incorrect, it can overrule it or it can change it, allowing the law to adapt to new circumstances. So it allows growth and development. Then the third advantage is that precedents supplement Parliament in lawmaking function. Since Parliament cannot make provision for everything, the judge-made law can fill the gap. Lastly, case law is based on real or factual situations. It is therefore more practical, unlike statutes which are not easily ascertainable. For example, a case involving a unique situation, like a specific type of accident, can lead to a ruling that can address the exact circumstance, unlike the law that may not cover it adequately. So case law is more realistic. It is more realistic compared to the Act of Parliament. Then let's look at the disadvantages of case law or precedent. Case law is rigid. Once a rule has been laid down by a court of record, which is the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, and High Court, it is binding on the lower courts, even though it is thought to be wrong. So it is kind of rigid. Then secondly, case law is bulky and complex. It is found scattered in so many law reports that one has to widely research if they seek to rely on a particular precedent till they come up with the current legal position on that matter. As we said, like, they can keep changing depending on the circumstances. They can overrule the previous decision. So it is bulky and complex, and if one is rely on it, they have to do some good research so that they can come up with a current legal position on that matter. So that is all about case law, which is also known as judge-made law